Now at 6, the Secretary of Defense comes recruiting. His plan to put Silicon Valley techies on the front lines as cyber warriors. Good evening, I'm Ken Bastida.
And I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. America's next war will be fought partly in cyberspace. And today, the Secretary of Defense made it clear America needs Silicon Valley brainpower. New at 6, Len Ramirez with his pitch to the Valley's brightest. Len?
Well, Veronica, in some ways, this is back to the future because Silicon Valley companies and the technology developed here played a major role in helping America win the Cold War. Now it's the cyber wars, and the Pentagon is once again looking to Silicon Valley.
U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter came to Stanford with a message aimed at the next generation of Silicon Valley innovators. It may be the modern version of the old World War I slogan, Uncle Sam wants you.
Even if for just a time, make a contribution, feel what it's like to be part of something that's bigger than yourself.
The call to action is all about the belief that future battles between America and its enemies will be in cyberspace. He says it's already happening.
The same technologies we use to target cruise missiles and jam enemy air defenses can be used against our own forces. And they're now available to the highest bidder.
To win the cyber wars, he says the Pentagon needs to work more with private tech companies and startups on better defenses.
Sure. Getting you directions to...
Much the way partnerships in previous decades brought technology like voice recognition and GPS to the military and our smartphones.
The Defense Department cannot do everything in all these areas alone. We have to work with those outside.
The threats are going up in number, sophistication, and impact.
Tom Conway, who works with the cybersecurity firm FireEye, says there are profit and other motivations for companies to get more involved.
For the intellectual challenge alone, I think industry has a lot to gain from getting engaged in this fight.
One student who just got accepted to Stanford and Princeton says the talk got him thinking about joining the cyber service.
We just want students to be able to get a taste of it, to try it first. And I think that's one of the biggest obstacles that has been to students getting involved with helping the government and the military is that nobody really knows what it's like, and it seems like a very rigid structure, hard to get into. But I think that specific, making it easier to get involved with is the best part of it.
Now, in addition to the call for action, the Secretary broke a little news here this afternoon, revealing for the first time that the Pentagon's computer networks were recently breached by a group of Russian hackers. The hackers were eventually kicked off the system, the Secretary said, but investigators are still trying to determine exactly how much information was lost. At Stanford, Len Ramirez, KPIX5.
The last time the head of the Pentagon visited Silicon Valley was in the mid-1990s. Carter is no stranger to Stanford. He did some fellowships there.